3 of the Scale Your E-commerce Online Business Challenge. We're almost there. We're almost there. Almost there. Almost there. It's Elka and Jen. And if you don't know who we are, we're going to introduce ourselves definitely.
Live.
We're live. Awesome. My screen just has to catch up. Awesome. 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 And we're ready to go. We have another action-packed day. We are so excited to hear what you are like. This is actually the person that I was talking about, Jen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we are here to.
Okay.
We're here to talk to you today about day 3, Scale Your E-commerce Online Business. It's our challenge of the week is to scale your e-commerce online business. Specifically, we are using Zazzle as an example. You can do these things as well for any other online business, but we are definitely the Zazzle experts. And so we're going to use Zazzle as our platform to talk to you about everything. And if you want to join us on Zazzle, if you haven't already, then this is the place to be. E-commerce is booming, Zazzle is booming, and it's certainly a way to get into an online business for yourself in this time of COVID-19. All right, so we are here to do the challenge. We want to wait for like maybe a couple more minutes to get people on. Say hello in the group and say where you're from. Help each other get to know each other. We're all here like in virtual reality, working hard at making something work for us as an online business. And Zazzle has been our tool of choice and our platform of choice. And you also are probably thinking the same. And you want to make sure that you get the most out of how you can make this work for you and ultimately see sales. That's why we're doing the scale challenge. Scale means making more money, right? Not just making what you're making now or making nothing and going to something, but it has to be scaling, like not just we make the same amount of money, but no, we are scaling up the mountain's cliff to the top where our dream goal is of what we want to make on Zazzle consistently, right? And that's one of the reasons why we're doing this. We can't teach you that all within this week, but we are certainly doing our best to give you an insight as to our knowledge base, our offerings that we have in terms of programs that you can be part of, like our courses and our coaching, but also just for you to get it, right? For you to understand that it's going, if you want to scale, you have to go from not just putting some products up for sale in your virtual store on Zazzle. It's a whole business, just as if you would start a brick and mortar business. You need certain things, right? And you have a certain mentality and mindset that you bring to that. And that's what we want to also share with you, is that move it from a hobby or a side hustle to excuse me, I keep doing this every morning. I don't drink enough, obviously. Drink lots of water, stay healthy. That's one of the things that you need to understand, is that if you want to scale your business to go to 5 or 6 figures, then there are things that have to happen in your business in order for that to be a reality, right? You have to make a certain number of sales. You have to get those sales somehow. You have to create the products. You have to generate that need or audience. And those are the things that we're teaching you this week. The first was branding, which is very important because, especially in this day and age, and I have to take a sip before I keep talking. In this day and age, branding, like customers are going to still buy, but what they're going to do is they're going to buy more on emotion than they are on anything else. And so branding is very important because that's part of the trust side and the way that customers will purchase. And then yesterday, we talked all about titles and tags, which is so crucial because if you're doing a really great job of making products and putting designs on them that are fabulous, then how are they going to find your products if you don't label them properly? And you put them, like, you have to consider where people are searching for your products and how people can find them, and then you make sure that they meet up together. And so we did a lot of work yesterday on titles and tags for the people that were on. Today we're going to talk about another way to promote without being salesy, and that's called collections. And people on Zazzle are not using collections to their advantage, and we are going to talk about what a collection is today, how you can use it, and also let's do a critique again, right? We love doing that and helping. So who is ready to scale their business up? That's what Team Clark is posting. Team Clark is in the chat as well, helping you. Once we're on our slide presentation, we can't see the chat. So we've got a ton of support for you. We are here as a business as well to help you with your business to scale. And so we are ready to go. We're all set. Okay, and we've got Samia. Good evening, she says. So she must be from Europe somewhere. Kelly is here from SoCal.
Or Asia maybe as well, or
yeah, Europe or Asia, somewhere where it's nighttime. Excuse me.
Or in Australia.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
We've got Cassie, Patricia, then we've got Jen Clark, Christy, welcome.
How come you're on so many times?
I don't know. I've got my 2 different profiles attached. So you keep drinking water as long as
Oh my
and we've got Nelda. So hello, welcome everybody. And I think actually maybe for the first couple of minutes while we just wait for everybody to join on, I just sent an email out notifying everybody on our email list who have joined the challenge. What are your aha moments, or what did you take away from yesterday? Like we talked about titles and tags. It's a biggie. We had some really great critiques on how you can apply titles and tags. And then we showed you exactly what to do in terms of fixing something. So if you had any aha moments and you went back after the challenge and you looked at actually your products in your store and realized that you have been making mistakes, or maybe you're perfect and you're like, Jen and Elga, I've been doing it all like amazing the whole time. Then
perfect.
That's awesome.
Then we were happy.
But yeah, write in the chat your aha moments or what you learned. What was your biggest takeaway from yesterday? We love to hear what you have to say.
So Cassie says she learned that she should always use 10 tags. Yes, because they give them to you, right? And so why not? And that helps get your product in more places, which is awesome. Let's see what else is coming through. Oh, just a lot. I'll get more questions from just posting and prompting people. Okay, well, that's awesome. We have the main thing is that yesterday what we did discover was many people found that we had as critiques that they actually were doing relatively well with their tags, but it was their design that was an issue. And so that's actually also interesting, or where they decided to what kind of artwork they used for a particular type of message that didn't match their title or tag, which was kind of cool. All right, so we went actually deeper than normally, where we just say, okay, this is the better title and this is a better set of tags. Nelda says, I find collections and grouping products really drive multiple product sales. Exactly, and that's why we're doing that. We're talking about collections today in day 3. So awesome, we are off to the races here. We're going to start with our slide presentation. And let's share the screen, or am I on right for the presentation? Just give me a second. Make sure that I'm also able to share properly with everything. Just give me a second. I have to be on that window. There we go.
My internet's cutting in and out. Need to
get so let's cord. Yeah, and we just need to get everything ready so that we're also able to share the screen and have a good stream. Well, we have an office. We are treating ourselves as we are a business to help you, but unfortunately we're not able to use the office right now because we're all under, stay home, all that stuff with coronavirus. So why isn't it showing this particular screen? So our internet sometimes doesn't cooperate, but we are doing the best we can. All right, so here we go. We're going to start today's presentation. Today is day 3 of our challenge of Scale Your E-commerce Online Business. We are talking about create a killer collection. And we are going to introduce ourselves. If you don't know who we are, we're Elka and Jen. We have been working on, excuse me, maybe you're doing most of the presentation today. I have to excuse myself again.
Okay, we've been working online for over 10 years now. And we've been working on a e-commerce online platform and created our own businesses. And the reason why we are doing this challenge, which is Scale Your E-commerce Online Business, is because we, over trial and error, over multiple years, over the past 10 years, we've decided and learned through different strategies what worked and what didn't. And now we are bringing those to you because we want to help you, especially during this time where it is very uncertain. You are probably looking for a source of income because you're uncertain if your day job, your 9 to 5 will be secure later on, or maybe you've been laid off, or maybe you're just realizing that now is the time to actually treat your hobby as a business and move forward and actually create certainty in times of uncertainty, because right now we don't really know what's going to happen in the future, but we're always wanting to prepare ourselves to be better financially and also be more secure. So we love being our own bosses, and we both have individually $1 million online businesses. When we first started out over 10 years ago, my mother and I both created online stores with Zazzle, and each of us individually worked on our own stores. So I own my own store on Zazzle. I create my own products and my own designs. My style and niche is very different than my mother's, and my mother has her own as well. And afterwards, we were on Zazzle. We realized what worked and what didn't. We definitely went through a lot of trial and error, and we had to learn the hard way. But we started to see an increase in sales and actually become successful. And when we did, people started to ask us questions about how we were able to do it. Like, what were our secrets? What did we do? Because they wanted to learn more, obviously. And this is why we created our courses and why we're teaching you now and creating this challenge, because we love sharing our knowledge and we want to be able to help you along the way towards success too. So the best part about it is obviously setting our own hours and cutting our own paychecks, because we are 100% our own bosses, and we have been for more than 10 years, which is really great.
Yes. Yes. Very good.
So what we'll cover in day 3 is what is a collection and why do you need it? What are the components of a good collection? And we're going to do a live critique for collections too. So start thinking about what link you can put in the chat. I don't want everybody to rush in now. Think about it and put in a link, only one, but it has to be of a collection that you want to have a better understanding on if it's going to work for you, if this is what you, if you've set it up properly, and if it's going to actually follow through everything that we're going to cover in this today's session, because collections are one way that we can actually on Zazzle promote and actually group together other multiple different products so that you can increase your sales and cross promote. So we like to think of it as like the silent promoter, because you are missing out if you're not utilizing your collections properly, because customers come to Zazzle to buy a specific thing, and then they start browsing, and then they might realize that they actually need more than they actually came onto the site at the beginning. And what I like to say is, think about it when you're at the grocery store. First of all, never go grocery shopping when you're hungry. But second of all, like when you're in the grocery store, you have a specific list, and then you realize that you actually, when you're standing in front, let's say I want to bake a cake. And so you're standing in front of the baking goods and then what you see is you have your flour, you have your sugar, you have your milk, whatever, butter, etc. And then all of a sudden you see, oh, those are really cool sparkles or like sprinkles. And you're like, oh, I could throw some chocolate chips in there or something. But they always organize all the baking goods all together, obviously, so that it gives you the opportunity to think of the more possibilities for you to buy.
Yep.
It's a marketing scheme, but it's also obviously a consumer good. So they're going to put the chocolate chips next to the baking goods. But for the store, it's actually a plus sell, because when I went into the baking goods section, I wasn't thinking of putting chocolate chips in my cake, but now I am. So for you as a Zazzle designer, I know that was like a very like basic example.
No, it's perfect.
But it's so true that you as a store owner want to organize your store properly so that you give the customer a possibility for them to buy matching products or buy products that are similar to what they're actually looking for. Because A, it provides a service to them that they weren't actually expecting, which is awesome, because if I'm planning a party and I'm only thinking that I need invitations, but then I realize I need envelopes and stickers and not stamps, but like rubber stamps, and then maybe like some sort of really cool gift bag, then if you're providing me the opportunity to actually browse through those, I'm going to be super grateful, because I'm going to have a better party than when I originally planned.
Yeah.
And for you as a designer, you get to have multiple sales, right? And so this is one of the biggest things that designers overlook, is that we create really great products, but then we forget to organize them and actually put them into collections properly, because we're so focused on just that one design or making this like the proper titles and tags. But then we realize that above SEO and proper titles and tags and putting everything in the department tree, we personally as designers, we can group our products together to offer a better service to our potential customers.
Exactly. Fabulous, right? Does that make sense to everyone? So now you can see the importance of that. And we'll continue with our slideshow.
Are you okay?
I don't know. I've got like a little frog in my throat.
Okay, well, I can.
Yeah, let's go back to. I think it's because it's still in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in the. We have to go this way. Yeah. We have to.
Oh, now I've done this. Hold on. There we go.
Here,
That's
we have to escape and then go back in. Yeah.
Okie dokie. Well, I can jump in if you want.
Yeah, go for it. Do you want to sit here instead then, or are you good?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
All right.
So, what is a collection?
A Zazzle collection is a unique thing to Zazzle, and I kind of just explained a little bit about it right now. And I'm gonna go and open up my computer. Fell asleep. I'm gonna just open the chat so that I can see if there's any questions here on Facebook. But so it's unique to Zazzle. Other print-on-demand platforms or other shops, they probably offer something similar, but this specific thing that a collection offers and what it is unique to the platform. So it's a way to group products together other than in-store categories. And some Zazzle designers get very misled and confused about what a store category is and what a collection is. A category is to organize all of the products in your back end, mostly
in your store.
Yeah. And then also put it into sort of like, think of it as the department tree, but of your store. And a collection is what you do to group things together to provide a service to the customer. So we have collections, could be a particular suite, like a birthday party collection. So everything to do with that specific style. Or it can be a collection of items like all of your favorite mugs, like a coffee lovers collection or something. Yeah. So you have a lot of leeway, you have a lot of things that you can play around with, but it's a way to group your products other than in your store categories. And the best thing about it is that one product can be in several collections. So what I just gave you 2 examples for, you could potentially have a coffee mug that is a birthday related or has the same sort of style that's in the birthday collection, but also in the coffee lovers collection. So you can play around with cross-promoting products there.
Yeah, even though it's always just one product that's in your store that's in a category.
Mm-hmm. So your product your product resides in your one store, but it's also sorted into the collection. So you're not moving it around, you're not reorganizing it in terms of your back end. Once you post a product for sale and you on your print, like on your product posting website page where you say this is where it's supposed to go in my categories, you're not touching that. What this is sort of regrouping things and moving it around, almost like a Pinterest board, so to speak, but on Zazzle. Okay, so why is a collection so important? A Zazzle collection, and I'm having the hardest time with internet right here on my phone, on my computer.
Okay, well, we'll check the comments in a minute. We want to get through these are only a couple of slides, and then we'll go into the comments, and then we'll do a live critique.
Zazzle collection is a way to cross-promote and market on Zazzle, like I just spoke about, and it's to also promote externally, so multiple Zazzle products within one link. And
what that means is that by just promoting the collection, if the collection even has like 10 products or 100 products in it, you're promoting all of those products all in one go with one link on social media somewhere, Pinterest, Facebook, whatever. So it's very powerful.
Yes. Okay, so the components of a good collection are you need a banner, a title, description, obviously a products, and an order to the products as well. They're all equally important to make up a good collection, because if you have a bad collection or one of these is missing or it's not really up to standards, then as we spoke about a couple days ago with brand and then also titles and tags, your customers aren't going to have that customer confidence in you, and you're going to actually lose sales potentially because it's not all cohesive. So for the description of what a good collection is, you need the banner, which is the image that reflects the content. Then you need a proper SEO searchable and specific title. You need descriptions that give a lot of detail to what they will find in the collection. And you obviously need your products. So this is part of the content strategy. So you use the same product and use a different design, or you have matching and coordinating products that are all used together. So in that example that I gave with you about the birthday party invitation or party products, that would be the second one. The same product with use of the different design would be the second collection that I gave you as an example, which would be your coffee mugs, where you have a collection for coffee lovers or tea lovers or whatnot. So if you understand that, you would have one collection that has all the same product but different designs, or another collection that has components of all the different products that are matching together to create something of a suite.
And the number of products in the order are very important as well. So we're going to get into that a little bit more with the critiques, but if you want to do a screenshot of this, this is the time, because this explains everything in terms of what is necessary for having a good collection, because it's not a matter of just throwing the products into a collection. There's a thought behind it. There's the order of it there in terms of what the content is, what the products are that are in the first 6, and there's a reason for that. And then why you need a good description and a title is because it's all searchable. It's like creating another like titles and tags for your products, only it's title and description. And so that's really important as well. There are tags that you actually can edit into the collection. I'm just not sure if it's something that is beyond Zazzle searchability. So what I mean by that is, if you have, like, it does ask you in the edit menu of a collection how to, like, what kind of tags should it have. But I don't think at this point that the actual tag or sorry, tags of the collection are as powerfully searched as any of the other things, like the description and the title, because I think when you're searching on Zazzle, you're going to get the products. You're not getting collections as a result, right? So, and then unless Zazzle actually says somewhere that they're feeding those tags out into Google, then I don't know if they're even doing anything. However, I do know that collections come up and titles come up, or titles and descriptions are very good for searching within the collection window on Zazzle, right? If you're in the collections area, they did keep changing this. So just like, if I'm already out of date, let me know. But what I did do to make sure is that I always come up in my searches in the collection area if I'm searching collections on Zazzle. But who does that in terms of a customer? We don't know. But in terms of the collections and the description and the title, when you promote a collection, that gets transferred over, all the information from the title and the description, and it becomes a searchable thing, like, for example, on Pinterest. So that makes more sense to me, and that's why I focus on that. All right. So, and the best way to learn is to do critiques. So now it's time to put your collections in, and we will check them out and do a lot more learning and teaching that way by taking some of your examples. And just, if you don't mind, we're either going to help you improve them or we're going to tear them apart, because that's the whole point, right? Is to make sure that you get that better understanding of what it is that's required for a collection, so that you can do a better job and then use them more effectively in your promotion, as well as just have them promote for you organically. It's just like, what did you say? You said the silent promoter, or?
Yeah, I don't remember, but yeah, the silent promoter.
Silent promoter. Sounds devious or something, but it's fun too, because yeah, it makes you understand that you don't have to do anything. It's the passive or organic way to promote, which is like you're doing it anyway. You're sorting these products into collections for people to, just like on Pinterest. I think that's what it's modeled on anyway, is just so that the customers can see things in a concerted way that makes sense to them, because there's billions of products on Zazzle and there's just no way that they can see them all. Even us as designers don't quite know how to see or find all the products, because there's just so many. So anything to help the customer understand more so where things are or how they can find other products that match is the best way to do this. Okay, so we are going to go into the Facebook feed and find out some links.
We've got a couple, and actually some people posted more aha moments from before.
Okay, let's do those first.
This is where we stopped off. So everyone said hello. Then, so Nelda has been part of our course for a long time. And she says it's always good to go back and check the products to fine tune the tags. Sometimes I get lazy. Sometimes I realize that I've made mistakes on my tags too. So it's always a good thing to go back. Even if you're a seasoned Zazzle designer, everyone makes mistakes by accident. So titles and tags are definitely one thing to go back and sort of check and reassess.
And I also think that after a while they get dated.
Yeah.
So with tags that we use now, especially for things that are specific, like that people are using, like girly. When we first started out, girly was not a tag, and then all of a sudden it is, and now I think it's not actually becoming as much of a tag anymore. So it's really important to go back and just have an audit of some of your products and make sure. But any product that is selling and doing really well, do not touch that.
Yeah.
Don't touch that. Don't touch this.
Can't touch this by
Can't touch
MC
this.
Hammer.
Yeah, but I'm reinventing
I
it
know.
for Elka Hammer. It's just-
Elka Hammer.
don't touch this. No, because it's so important. I've had students who have come to me and says, Elka, I changed all my products. I go, did you change the ones that were part of the ones that are really selling well?
Yeah.
Yes, so they could sell better. And it's like, no.
I know, yeah.
So yes, so I'm hoping that this joke about all of this is really.
It'll remind you, as you know, when you create a song when you're younger, to remember the alphabet first of all. But yeah, Elka Hammer, don't touch this.
He's making millions, billions, isn't he? Oh yeah. Anyway.
MC Hammer. I don't know what he's up to now, but anyway.
Okay.
Kelly says, I had a bunch of aha moments, including the suggestions on my store, but mostly the importance of integrating my message to potential buyers, changing all my identity graphics, changing the banner, logo, profile picture. Awesome. Wow. Well, that's amazing.
Wow, Kelly, awesome.
Awesome.
That's like a happy dance moment for all that aha-ness.
Then Elizabeth says, thank you so much for the critique. Then we've got people saying hi. Kelly's got 20 collections. Here's one. Awesome, watching from the mountains. Okay, so now we've got collections.
What's that, something about the best number?
Yeah, I think Team Clark answered, but
oh, okay.
Or no, sorry, that wasn't. So Cassie says, what's the best number of products to have in a collection? I have some with 3 and one with 200 items.
Again, it's one of these number questions, and it all depends specifically on what your collection is all about and what you're offering. And so I can't answer that, but we can go through some of them in detail later as we're going through the collections, and it'll give you an idea of what there is. Consider the customer, right? If they truly look at your collection, are they going to be overwhelmed by 200?
Mm-hmm.
Or does it really matter? Because you just want to put all the design, like that same design, like let's say you have a floral design, for example, and you want to have it all in one spot. And so that if someone wants that floral design, they can find it on whatever type of product that they could possibly find it on. So those are the two options. And we have collections with 200 I don't go as far as 200, but like 100 maybe. And then you have to have a minimum of 6.
Mm-hmm.
To have it showing up, not 3. Was that 3?
Yeah, she said 3. The other question was, how can I have my collection show on the product pages under other products from this collection? And then Team Clark answered, to be included, you need to have created the collection that includes a banner, title, plus description, and have at least 7 products in it.
Okay, now it's 7.
Okay, then we've got, I already realized that I need to change the name of my collection. Awesome. Then, okay, so we've got, ooh, awesome. Nelda says, one of my face masks was featured in a BuzzFeed list because it was in a collection. Many people bought several. Awesome.
Yay.
That's why I called it the silent promoter. Okay, so we will go and now click on one of the collections from the top here.
Kelly's,
I think Kelly's was the first. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So here's one, and then we'll share the screen and we'll get going on some critiques.
Okay.
Okay, so the first thing is, remember we talked about branding, and so here's another reason why branding is important. It's not just on your store homepage. You are going to be showcased with your products, but also here in your collection, right? So make sure that you're very clear as to what your logo is to be for your store and where it might show up so that you can really understand the significance of what you need to do. Okay, so pillows, awesome. She's got, you've got a spelling mistake because you've got pillows, you've got an I as a cap, I think, or three L's, one or the other. I think it's an I as a capital, so that's confusing to people. Twice in your description as well, so that'll be an easy fix. Then,
I think she said she already, did she say she needed to change the name?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, plenty of designs from many stores to choose from. Okay, this is actually a really cool thing as well. If you're a designer that promotes externally, like on Pinterest and stuff, then you're going to be putting a lot of pillows together, like, or whatever products from all kinds of designers. When you do that, though, you are also promoting other people's designs, but also not just on external sites. You're also promoting them within Zazzle. In Zazzle, if someone clicks through a collection to another person's pillows, for example, because we're using this as an example, you will not get that referral link or that referral payout because you transferred that customer from one of your collections to a Zazzle product that's not yours internally, right? So just so that you know that.
Only if you bring external traffic.
Yeah, so if you do these kinds of collections, make sure that you are promoting the heck out of them, because if you're just doing this and then not promoting on Pinterest or Instagram or Facebook, then you're not getting the mileage out of it. You're just serving all these other designers who are making sales and happily thanking you, but you aren't making anything out of that effort that you're putting in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's the one thing. I would say you could definitely increase your title with other like explanations, right? Like best-selling pillows, pillows of like anything to do with either that they're popular or that they're for a specific purpose, right? If you have 53 results and they're all from all over the place. So here it could be that what you want to do is say styles, mishmash of styles, or like mixture of styles, or whatever people now go to and say that it's like a fun way to say, I don't know what I'm thinking I want yet, but I want a pillow that's cool. Anything like that that draws that kind of customer avatar, that's what you want in that description. So like, don't know what kind of pillow you want, but want a really unique and special gift. Here are some great options for you, right? That's the kind of, and you're always speaking to the customer in that description. And you also say where it's from. Like if this is the case, like with this general collection, you could say all of these are available on, through my collection, click the link or whatever. Or you can say something like, let's do another one before I get into the other descriptions of what you can say in the title and the tags. But yeah, definitely want to make put a lot more keywords in there. So I see that you have monograms and occasions, and you have dog pillows and motivational pillows. All of those phrases and keywords should be in your title if you can, but if it's spamming, then just put a few in, but definitely in your description, okay? And then it's just a nice mixture. There's nothing really sort of that's blocked in one spot or another, so that's perfect. That's awesome. Yeah, go for it. It's awesome. But I would definitely have more in the description and the title. Okay, so let's stop that screen share and see who else we can talk about. Or sorry, not talk about, but that doesn't sound very good. In terms of helping people with a collection. Okay. Patricia. Yeah, but that's just going to Disney.
Yeah, so okay, we had.
Okay, so Team Clark, can you figure that out? Because your link that you're providing for Patricia is just going to Disney, I think. So Familia, let's do Familia Fisher. Okay.
Okay.
You want to do this one?
Sure. So, Blue Floral Morris Marigold Birthday Party Suite. Awesome. The only thing that I'm going to say is that the title, which we talked about yesterday, your titles and tags of your products also help with your, you should use that information to translate that to your product collections, right? So the Morris Marigold.
Okay, so William Morris is the artist that you're using the artwork from. So first of all, you should definitely maybe say William Morris all the way through, like also on your products and titles and tags, because that's what people are searching for. If that's, that's the uniqueness of that, right? William Morris is very popular. And
well, maybe actually is better. Yeah, you do this one then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's about all I wanted to, because I don't know if you know of that it's William Morris, because that's something that's left over. Some of his works are copyright free, not all of them, so be careful. And also, yeah, if you want to do Blue Party Suite, but for 30th birthday, it includes invitations. It's awesome. I like how you've done it. I would say that in this one, which is perfect for me to now say this, is in the description, always, always, always say something about how they can be helped more. So you can put an email in here, for example. You can say, if you don't see what you like, contact me using this email, right? Because this is going outside of Zazzle as well as internally. So people might see this collection and not know what Zazzle is and figure out how they can get help, because they like seeing certain things, but they don't know how to move forward for getting modifications made or anything else. So I always recommend that. And make sure it's a nice email with like your name of your store and then at gmail.com. That makes sense. Okay, so keep going.
And then in terms, we talked about the so you have the banner, which is really great. You have the title, and you obviously have your products. This is the other version, so it's the collection of all the different types of products for a specific suite or use. What I would recommend then now is everything looks really great in terms of the aesthetic, but now we're going to talk about the order of your products, because the first 6, right, are going to be the order of the products that show up underneath the product when it says other products related to. This is why it's called a silent promoter, because when you click on a specific product, for example, now when you scroll down, what we saw yesterday was we were looking at the bottom part here to find out if your titles and tags put you in the right category. But now you can see that other products from this collection, your other products that you have listed in that collection are in the same order as you have in your collection. And because your invitation is number 1 in the collection, actually the first product that's shown is your wine bottle, which is actually number 2. In the collection. Yeah. So in terms of promoting and cross-promoting your products that are in the collection that are the most popular and the most likely to be sold, and then also likely to be sold together, I would think about the order that you put them in, because, for example, if I have a birthday, all of the products are going to be bought hopefully together anyway. But if I want to buy an invitation and I'm specifically looking for an invitation, I'm going to want to see envelopes and possibly stickers first, rather than a wine bottle and the cake pops. And I know that you have those in your collection because I can see them down here. But because this one is actually now number 8 in the position, it's never going to show up. And even if you now scroll down, this is your last product, right? It doesn't go with the order of which product you click on in the collection. It always keeps the same order that's in the collection. So if you think, oh, I've clicked on number 8, now it's going to show the next 8 after that product, it will always show just number 1 to number like the 6, the first 7. 6 or first 7.
Yeah, first 7, because you're clicking on one product. So that's the number 1, but then it'll show 6 more. Yeah.
But because, for example, you don't have that many products right now in your collection, then it's okay. If you had, like as Cassie said, 200, or if you're looking to create a collection that's much larger, this is where putting your products in order is very essential, because, as I said, if someone's looking for an invitation, or if your invitation actually is your most popular product in this suite, you would want to have all your other products be matching towards that. Or maybe your wine bottle is the most popular in this suite. So then you would actually create products that would go along with the wine bottle. So more of the party, like actual party event things, like the cake pops. And then you would do the napkins, and then you would do paper plates, etc.
Which
and
she
then,
has, yeah.
Yeah, which you have, which you would then rearrange it to be fitting for, because you know that the wine bottle is actually your most popular product, the wine bottle label.
And that's good because you can go in and try things out, like organize it so that all the invitation stuff's first and see what happens. Or you can switch it up and do all the party supplies first and see what happens.
Yeah. And if you have more products, like I mentioned with Cassie, then you have to really think about which products are popular or what you really want to get out of that collection. Because if someone is coming to a specific product and they see other products in this collection, how can you use that to your best advantage to serve your customer, to help them get what they want, right? Okay. And actually, okay, so we have now Christopher.
Okay. So this is Christopher's, and I like your logo is really great. Clarinet now makes sense. It's going to make sense because that's your niche that you're in all the time. I would suggest a different banner because it's just a little bit too overwhelming. And unless you're a clarinet player like I am, I did clarinet in high school.
So did I.
Did you?
Yeah.
I thought you played something else. I thought you did flute. Okay.
No.
Oh, I'm a bad mother for not knowing that. Or maybe that's why I thought, oh, she's so sweet. She's doing the same thing as I am. I can't remember.
Well, those are two different.
No, I know, but that's a long time ago.
Clarinet. I only played it for a very small time.
Okay. All right. Anyway, back to this. This is overwhelming unless you know what it is. And even if you do, it's kind of like, whoo, in your face.
Yeah.
So try to do something. See, the William Morrison pattern works because it's just a pattern. Whereas if you're going to use something here in the banner, try your best to use some sort of product display. And we do have this in the training for the Profit by Design Academy. We show you how to use Photoshop and or other means. You don't have to use a graphic design program. You can use other options to literally make up these beautiful banners that are in situ, like create in situ products with your designs on them. You can even go to sites where they do it for free. And so there's lots of options. And I highly recommend you use them so that we get a feel for what it is that this collection is all about. And then, even though you've used that image of the clarinet on the design, like on the elements, or sorry, products, it's your design element. As a banner, it's just, it's off-putting in a way. On the products, it looks great, looks amazing, but it's just, the banner is just too much. So this is a really good example of how when you have a design, it doesn't always need to be the same thing in the banner. A portion of it, or like what I do, if I don't have a good product that I can showcase in my banner in 3D, then what I do is actually put like a little bit of the banner, or sorry, a little bit of the design or element, like you could have one of these clarinet photos off to the side, and then I actually create a word banner where it says, do you love clarinets the way as much as I do? Then you'll love them on these products, because this collection has all kinds of products that have amazing clarinet designs on them, and something like that in the banner, like not as wordy, but I continue to explain that in the actual description. And what I wanted to tell you is that you've obviously created this initially, and then you decided to make more products. So you've gone from clarinet design, and you would probably just say clarinet lovers, or fun designs, fun clothing and accessories, fun clarinet and clothing accessories. That would be what I would do. But because you started with shoes and now you've forgotten, then you start adding more stuff, you've got more than shoes. So it doesn't make sense to the client or the customer. Please always be aware of that. We do this all the time. We get more excited about other designs and brands and things, and then we go, oh, or even if it's the other way around, maybe you did the shoe second, and you're now creating a shoes category or a collection, and you don't realize that you have other products that are in there. And so you've just got them left over as hanger-oners. So be careful about how you create your titles. Make them generic so that you can keep building onto your collection. Collections aren't one time. Usually you make a product, an additional product, and then you go and you stick it in a collection. And then make sure that every time you add a product or more than one to a collection, that you then use this edit button, which is normally around here, but I'm not logged in. So it would be here on your end when you're logged in, and it allows you to reorder the products. So you don't have to put them in the order that you want them. You can use that edit button to just move them around and shift them. And that's awesome, because that way you can always bring your first 7 to the front again, the way you'd like them. Okay, so you've got a really nice long description. You'll notice it's quite long, right? You're allowed to have a lot of text there. So use that to your advantage. Now, the only thing that I want to make sure that you don't do is spam in the sense that you're up-branding with things that don't belong there. Okay, so like Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. So Macy's may not be too happy if you're using Macy's in your collection as a name. So be careful. And that's what I mean by up-branding, right? We can say, oh, Macy's Day Parade. We talk about it so that everyone, like that understands, and they're right in that Macy's Day Parade with that name. But that's Macy's brand, and that's not your brand. So be careful. If you might actually have your collection taken down for that. But also you can do everything else except for that. You can just take the Macy's out, and everything else still will make the same feeling or emotion generated by a customer reading that. They'll fill in the word Macy's for you. Okay, so but everything else in here is really awesome, except what we need you to do now is say something about the products, because you got us in there. And like it says custom shoes, so you've got, again, you have to fix your description, but then you have to say something about these are the items that you can use here and here and here, which is kind of what you're doing. But then you also have to close-up shots of upper. I don't think you need the close-up shots in upper and lower clarinet joints unless that means a lot to your niche customer that I might not be aware of. If it is, and it really resonates with them, keep that in. Others are a view of the clarinet from a mouthpiece down the bell. Okay, so these are descriptions of what the clarinet photos look like, but it doesn't actually say what it is. It's a photo of clarinets that are in different views. So that has to be clear. And it's a photo printed on, right? So that language has to be in there. And then also thrown in the mix are matching items to go with the shoes. I know what you're trying to get at, but I think it's not the best way to do it. I think it's more, and shoes are actually also just, I'm trying to give you the most here in terms of value, because you're going to make this all up and have this all focused on shoes. Shoes constantly go out of stock. So you may just be making an entire collection out without shoes actually being available. Then all these other products that you put in here with your beautiful design on them from the clarinet, like that phone should sell, right? And that water bottle should sell, but it won't, because not in this collection, not from the customer who goes to this collection, because if shoes are out of stock, or if, or they're not searching for shoes, they're searching for a cell phone case, then it's not going to help you, right? Instead, say unique or desirable or popular clarinet photo design for clarinet lovers, right? Something like that. That's a much better title. And then say, look at these cool designs that are photos of clarinets, and you can see them in different ways and patterns. And depending on what suits you best, you can pick from a wide variety of clothing and accessories. That's where I would go with that, if you so wish. But there's so much writing on these shoes, and they're not going to get the mileage that they deserve. Okay, so that's that one.
Okay, Cassie,
I'm actually glad you signed up with us for the Profit by Design Academy, because yeah, this is the kind of stuff you get all the time.
Mhm.
And we are here to help, and we cannot wait to start on May 4th. Is everyone else ready to start on May 4th? I'm so excited.
Super excited.
Sent out a really great email today, getting everyone set. We have the calendar set up already as to what we're going to be doing. We have parties, we have critiques. We're all set to go to have a blast for the next 2 months. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. If you want more information, then message us, or we're going to talk about it after this, the critiques. But we're super excited. We're very pumped. Okay, so this is Cassie's. She said that there's a really bad storm where she is, so she might not actually be online. She's going to watch the replay afterwards. So,
okay.
But we are going to do her design. I think she's already changed. That looks a little bit different than before, which is awesome. If not, then
but Cassie, if you've changed it recently, that looks really great, but it's hard to read. So if you're going to use like a color that's like a solid background color that's more like heavy solid, then you can't use this one's like an in between, right? If you wanted to do a darker blue, then it might show that up
with the
white,
script,
or you might be better off with it being a black text. And I'm also going to say that the font you picked is too small to read easily, right? So maybe, and of course you have a long name, which doesn't help, but if there's any way to move it into like caps for the angel spot, and then maybe designs in a script or something, because I can read designs if you make it a little bit bigger, but somehow you have to figure out how to do angel spot.
Angel and spot.
Or angel and spot. I keep forgetting the and. But this is the thing, right? Your logo is going to be tiny, tiny, tiny. And you may not be able to read everything, but you have to be able to know, like, it has to be identifiable. And this is not identifiable. It's just 2 lines of script with a blue background. And so just to help you before you go crazy and add it to all of your marketing, keep working on it. But if it's already better than what it was before, for sure.
Okay, so
go for it.
This is her collection, the Gold White Agate, which is awesome. The only thing that is, well, the title is pretty good, except I would describe what is in the collection. If it's for parties, obviously it's for a wedding, I'm assuming, but then you've got other things in this collection. So
which is okay.
It's perfect.
But it's also missing glitter, because that's also in there, I think. There's some glitter in there. So
you need to use some more descriptive words for your title, but then also you're missing your description and then also your banner, obviously.
Yes.
And that is like the golden area for SEO and for Google searchability, especially. And then also when anybody else, either if you're promoting, for example, your collection on Pinterest, or if someone else comes across this collection and wants to promote it on Pinterest or any other external websites, then that top section with your title and your description are very, very important. So right now you're losing out a lot of SEO possibilities.
And then the other thing is that the first thing you have in your collection is an envelope, which does not show your design on it. I know that the envelope has the design on it in the back, but you have to either switch that around so that it's the preview of the product with the gold agate in it, or you have to switch that product out and put it somewhere else. Both of them I would suggest, actually. So because if you see it in a collection in as a Pinterest pin, you see the top 3, and so they also are not cohesive. You should have one of your invitations there, or the save the date. That's more amenable to a grouping of the sticker and then the envelope, and envelope, sticker, and invitation makes sense to people. And then your party supplies can be like number 4, 5, and 6, or 5, 6, and 7, that kind of thing. And that'll be very helpful for you to help that collection move forward.
But this is for anybody who does this. I do it personally, but if you're starting to create a collection and you're actually creating the products and you don't do them in the right order, so to speak, they go into your collection when you put them in that order. So if you've decided to now, you started out with maybe you started out with the save the date, or you started out with a different one and then you created a whole bunch of other products. It's always good practice to go back to the collection and see what it looks like to the public eye, like what we're doing exactly here. And then you can easily rearrange them, because I too create a whole bunch of designs, and I think I've got them really greatly positioned in my product collection. And then all of a sudden I go back and I see that my bestseller, which is my save the date or my wedding invitation, is actually all the way down at the bottom and I need to rearrange it. So that's a big, like, it's a tip for everybody, because that's what happens to most designers.
Okay.
We have,
That's good.
I think,
Do we have more?
one.
Because otherwise we're kind of at the time. We need to watch our time. We went very long yesterday.
I think that's actually it, to be honest.
Kelly had that
Kelly
one.
had the pillows, and we had
Family.
familiar.
Okay, so that's it. No one else is interested. We're here.
Kelly. Yeah, we'll give you a couple more seconds to add in your collection if you'd like. Robert asked, like, reaffirming, so if your best-selling phone is a phone case which is rose gold design, it should be the first in your collection and then be followed by rose gold phone designs. And I said yes, if that's your first, the bestseller, it should always be the first one. I've heard that Pinterest changed its algorithm about a month ago. I have no idea what that means for Pinterest SEO. Pinterest is always changing and updating and creating different things for its platform, but the best practice is to always have a good title, always have a good description. The most important thing is for your Zazzle internal searchability, and then everything else to do with SEO will be related. If it's not on Pinterest, that's fine. But if you know, you go into Google, and Google has a huge, they do a lot of external promotion for ads, and then also all of the bots like spiders. They go in, they search each individual web page, so to speak, on Zazzle, and then they categorize it, or they what's it called? They catalog it, because when we think of creating a product, we're thinking, well, at least I do, I think that I'm just creating a product, but technically you're creating a web page also. So that web page has SEO attached to it, which means that any search engine, I always say Google, but Yahoo, Bing, whatever, even what's the one that Lynn Marie mentioned, BuzzFeed, Nelda, all of those have bots that go and search the internet, and they search for proper SEO, and all of your titles and tags and all the words that are joined together. So that means that if somebody goes onto Google or any of those other search websites and they put in gold agate, Cassie's product and her collection could potentially be found either on, if someone posted on Pinterest, or on Google or any other search website. So if you don't have a description or a title properly for your collection, then you are losing out the potential mass grouping of sales, like with matching products. Your titles and tags for your individual product are most important, but then secondly, now your collection is where your customer is able to buy more products based on that one collection. That's why we're talking about it being the silent promoter, because your customer comes to Zazzle thinking that they only want one product, but then they actually end up buying multiple products from you because they realize that there are more opportunities for them to purchase something that either matches or a group collection. Like they think of, oh, well, now I want 5 coffee mugs because I love coffee. And so it's just trying to think of how the customer would think and how they buy too.
You want to share the screen and do this last one? And then we can do our presentation, because we have people on who are interested in knowing what we have to offer with the Profit by Design Academy and what we're talking about with everyone starting May 4th. If you're not in on that already, you might want to be part of that. So All Things Flamingo is this last one that we're going to critique the collection from. I think it's Leah. Yeah. Oh, and then Jenny Lee started. Okay, now people are posting. But anyway, that's, I think Lee's going to be, Leah's the last one. Okay, so remember All Things, we've already talked about the logo and stuff. This is awesome. We can see that you're an artist, and we were going to talk to you about the Home Lifestyles name. You have to think about that, but you can see the oh my gosh.
Implications?
Implications. Yes, thank you very much.
Implications.
I'm making up new words today. Also, don't touch this. Okay, All Things Flamingo. I do love this title. This is the thing. There's a couple of ways to do collection titles. One is like this, or even like the Clarinet Shoes, that's okay if Clarinet Shoes is what it is. But first of all, like the All Things Flamingo, especially since it's really popular in this time of flamingo like life, like everyone wants flamingos, it makes sense. Later, maybe it's not going to draw as much, but right now it's a really cool title. And then you could just add more title description to that. Right? These fun and fabulous products feature a flock of cute watercolor pen and ink flamingos. You are the artist, right? So this is why we picked Lee as for last example here. If you're an artist, on this description, you can go crazy, right? You say, these fun and fabulous products feature a flock of cute watercolor pink pen and ink pink flamingos by, and then you put in your name, like by this, the artist, comma, your name, and then you say, exclusively found through these links on this website. You just like milk this, that you are the artist. This is gold, right? This is where artists can have the best time, because they can talk about the fact that they are the exclusive. This is where they're exclusively selling, if that's what you are. And this is also where this merchandise from you, this artist, and make yourself look as if you're more popular, because you are. You're selling on Zazzle alongside brand names like Disney and all kinds of other top artists. So why not, right? You're not mom and pop. You're also just as important a brand as anyone else. So make sure you put your name in there, like really hype up the fact that you're an artist, that these are originals and they're printed on there for you. You can even put in an email, say if you want these with like in a different way, I do custom orders. Like just open up the possibilities of how you can help that customer.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if they love flamingos, they're going to be like just going to be eating out of your hand in terms of, oh, how could you do this? Or what can you do this for me? This is like organic advertising that you don't have to, like if you position yourself well in the description, you don't need to pay ads in Facebook to promote you as an artist.
I was just thinking that this is actually now a third type of collection that we didn't really speak about, because this is obviously different products and the design is different. I mean, you do have, there are a couple that are similar.
It's a
theme. And actually, no, I said that I spoke too soon.
They're all the same.
They're all the same except two. So what actually, you could do is that, as you said, there's a theme to it. So it's All Things Flamingo, which is really sweet. What you can do then is take this All Things Flamingo and have that be one collection. And then you can actually do one collection of this design, for example, of the three the flamingos, and then have another one of these two flamingos that are kissing, and create multiple collections with those. However,
and that's the other thing that's a little bit of a disconcerting thing, because you've got the two at the top, and then when you go down, there's only two products in your collection that actually feature that image.
Yeah.
So be careful, right? So you do want to add more to this collection.
Yeah.
And then you describe it in your collection text more so in terms of what is going on here, right? Because you're saying All Things Flamingo, but they're not all the same designs, and there's only two designs. And so is it the products or is it the designs? You can be more specific on that, and then also give more information as to whether or not you're going to do custom work for people if they like one or the other.
And this is why our challenge this week is scheduled like this, because each of the three components that we talk about, the branding, titles and tags, and the collections all go together. So I wanted to speak.
You wanted to say
so I know we spoke to you yesterday about your titles and tags for your really sweet basset hound, but you definitely need to do some working here to change them, because all of this artwork is absolutely stunning, but you're losing sales probably because of you can add more descriptive words in here, and especially also with the design. I'm not too sure if pink ink is actually something that people would resonate with, but I would focus, like, this is more of a design issue. But when you break it down and you actually are wanting to scale your Zazzle business, these three steps that we go through, where we've covered in day 1, day 2, and day 3 now, they are all working together, all together to create a better store for you. And then you actually realize things that you can fix here and there that are they're hindering your sales, which is unfortunate because you have every single one of you who has given us an opportunity to look at your store and your products. You all have beautiful work, and the thing is that they're all unique to you because we're all got different design styles, and there's a market for every single one of you if you market yourself properly. So there are so many people who love clarinets. There's so many people who love flamingos. There's so many people who love the beach scenes and everything else in terms of photography and like with Cassie's stuff that we saw.
Abstract
the Agate.
art. Yeah.
Everybody has their own potential client and their own potential market. One of our coaches actually said, if you have a business idea, but you're scared that you don't think that you're going to sell, can you 100% with confidence tell me that out of all of the billions of people in the world,
9
that
billion,
no one would buy your designs or buy your product or whatever it is? If you can tell me with confidence that no one, absolutely no one would buy, then you have a bad business idea. But if you don't, which is, it's impossible. There's so many people in this world that have the same interests as you, the same likes and dislikes, and the same feelings and the emotional reaction they get. If a person who is part of a band sees a clarinet product, they're going to have those memories triggered when they're playing their clarinet and how happy they feel, or especially with the flamingos. People who are interested in flamingos, why do they like flamingos? Because they like the fun, cute memories that they get when they've gone to all of these really cool tropical places, or it reminds them of something that they want to aspire to go on vacation, like things like that. So it's all about customer reaction and emotion and how you're targeting your products properly to get to your potential client. Everybody who's online right now has the opportunity to sell to somebody. And if you're not selling, it's because there's something else that's wrong.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so the thing that has really resonated with us during this challenge, and I hope with you as well, is that, first of all, you have really unique ideas that are on the perfect platform, because that's what Zazzle does. They promote themselves as providing unique, customizable designs. The thing is that if you're just starting out and you don't yet know what to do to generate this big business, because that's what we're realizing as well, is that it's a big business. It's not just putting out a couple of things for clarinet lovers, for example. Mm-hmm. And Chris is part of our Profit by Design Academy, so that's awesome. But if you are not, then is it up to you now to get this going on your own, which is perfectly fine? Or are you interested in joining us with this Profit by Design Academy that we keep talking about? And you get to be part of an experience for the next 2 months where we actually help take you through the whole course. You can always still have the course and access to it afterwards. So that's important. If you are thinking, oh, I can't be part of this and really get the benefit of these 8 weeks, first of all, it's not that time intensive. It's really just a couple of hours a day to do the work so that you can keep up. Or just an hour at most if you want to just watch the videos and just kind of intellectually walk through the course with us. That's fine too. But if you can, do some of the work with us so that you can ask questions, because once you start doing the work, then you realize, oh, it's not actually like the same thing that's in my head that I think when I do it on paper, it actually, or on the computer, it actually does, there's some disconnect. That's what I need help with. And that's where we come in as coaches, because we are here to give you that extra time to talk to us and ask us questions, just like we've been doing all week with the challenge. Mm-hmm. And because of that, your answer might be, hey, I can't afford not to be part of the Profit by Design Academy. I'll give you a few other reasons why. The Profit by Design Academy is only open twice a year. The last time we had this open for enrollment was in September of 2019. So anyone since then, we did have a special in December because we wanted to let some more people in, but that's it. So 2 times last year and then 2 times again this year that we are going to open enrollment. We are currently in one of those open enrollment phases. We are going to be shutting enrollment down very soon. So can you afford to be doing this on your own and then wait till maybe September when we open it up again? Or is this your time? And if this is your time and you're serious about scaling, because that's why you're here and that's why you were part of the challenge, and if you're not part of the Profit by Design Academy yet, and it's supposed to be where you're supposed to be, then it's time to enroll. And I'm just doing a bit of tough love here because it's really important that we feel so strongly for your success, but you need to come on board as well. So you can do it on your own, which is perfect, but get going and do it, because it took us a long time. And the sooner you start, the sooner you'll be able to make those mistakes and those failures so you can learn from it and generate your own 5 strategies, if that's what happens. Or you just say, hey, I just need a roadmap. I know the value of making sure that I'm attaching myself to and getting the experience and coaching from someone who's already done it, been through it, been successful, and now is showing me in a very easy step-by-step video tutorial type way to do the work. So all I have to do is do the work and show up, which is awesome, right? I wish we had that when we were first starting out. We would be multiple millionaires by now because that way we would have been able to just do it so much faster, and we would be, we just have a larger inventory selling more for us because it takes time. So do you want to start? And if you want to start, why not start today? You still actually have a couple of days before we close the modules and then drip them open bit by bit. So you could binge watch everything right now, all 10 modules, be prepared even. And then when we start on Monday, when module 1 is open, then you can be part of this amazing Facebook group, which is separate from another Facebook group that you're in as an alumni, which you get to be in for a lifetime. But this one here is closed and only available to the group of people that are part of this May 2020 experience. And there's not that many people in there. It's an exclusive group that says to you, I'm going to get a lot of attention and I'm going to have a really amazing time. And I'm going to learn from all the other people who are going through this process together. It's going to be awesome, right?
Yes, we're very excited.
Yeah. So let's see if there's any comments.
At this point, people have just, we're talking about the collection. So if you have any questions about the Profit by Design Academy, and then if you are suited for it, and then also if you have any more questions, we are always here to talk to you and to tell you what will happen. As you said, we've created the schedule and we've released it to all of our students, and we're super excited. We have a jam-packed schedule of what's to come. I don't know if you have it. Do you have it open? We could screen share the schedule, or no? To show the events. I don't know if you have that open or for.
Yeah, let's do it.
But we have every single week there's something happening, and then we have for 2 months. Just to give you an opportunity, an understanding of what's going on.
I'll put them in a different spot though, so we can screen share properly.
Okay. If you have any questions, and then also if you are you're wondering about if this is the right move for you, and I know that a lot of you have had some questions about how you're not very sure if you're going to go back to work and if you can actually keep up with all of this the 8-week program or the live experience that we are giving to you is for everyone who can participate whenever they can. We're scheduling these events so that you're able to either show up live or watch the replays afterwards. There will be no penalization if you can't show up live. We all know that everybody has their own, they have responsibilities. You might still be working. You might have kiddies at home that you're taking care of. So we totally understand that you won't be able to show up live every single day if you have other commitments. However,
we have replays.
Yeah. However, all of those videos are going to be available for you to watch in the replay section. It's not something
forever,
that goes away.
Not just during the 2 months even.
Yeah, they're all going to be categorized in the video bank on the Facebook group. So if you come and you're not participating live, you just click on the video tab and you'll see all of the videos that we go and do for our live streams. And then you'll have access to all of the Q&A and the discussions. And there's some really great gold that's in the discussions, like our Zazzle designers and students. You start talking to each other, and then we start chatting with you. And the questions that you ask are so thought-provoking, and then so we get into some really great discussions, not even on the lives, and so you're always able to go and look at the discussions in the threads too and participate. Obviously, Facebook and like the world of being online has allowed us to connect with our students all over the world at any point in time.
Yes, and so we make sure that everyone's taken care of.
Yeah.
And if you have questions that you want to have addressed before the Q&As that we have, there's a way to put those in so that then we address them live, even though you're not on live. And then afterwards, when you watch the video, you can add comments in the chat and we'll follow up with you. We do everything possible to help you stay, get the most out of this 2-month period. So you asked for the calendars, here they are.
Yeah, well, because I think a lot of you who are online, maybe you're part of the Profit by Design Academy live experience and you don't even know exactly what you've got. You're so excited, but you don't understand. And then others who are sort of still on the fence and you're like, I don't know, but so this is what we're going to be doing for the next 2 months. And this is why we're so excited, because we're going to be with you 100% each week for the next 8 weeks. Hopefully you don't get bored or scared or nervous or tired of us.
Tired of our excitement. I don't think so, because everyone loves that about us.
I was just making a joke. Yeah. Everybody is super excited because this is giving you an opportunity to spend the next 8 weeks with us. And especially during this time where we're very scared and nervous in what's going on with the economy. And then also the fact that some of us are by ourselves at home. We're very fortunate that we're together, but if you are in an apartment or in a house by yourself, then it can get very, very lonely. So this 8 weeks is coming at the best time for you to work on your Zazzle business and be supported by an inspirational and motivational group of people who are always like, their goal is all the same as yours. We all want to uplift each other to become successful in Zazzle. So if you're on the fence and you don't know about if you want to be a part of this group or not, the best thing to do is to be part of this group, because if you want, like, it's true, the people who you surround yourself with are the people who you will be influenced by and who will push you forward. So and
we make lifelong friends with everyone. We know people from way back, and we know their stores. We know that's one of the things that you do. The first thing you do is you list your store and you list your social media, then we support you. And if you do something, like if we see that your store has a product featured on the homepage or one of the landing pages or something, then we promote you. We always help our students. And so in May, the first thing we're going to do is do more work on store organization, not just what we talked about in this Start Your Zazzle Business or e-commerce business challenge, but also we move forward into giving you lots of more detail about what it is that you need to get that store set up properly, including store categories. And then we're going to help you through posting 25 products for sale. That is going to be like, do this, do this, do this, do this. It's our top 25 list of products. And then of course that top 25 list is your list forever to keep. And we update that list. And that way you know with certainty which products you should be focusing on, at least, right? You can always do more, but that's the key. And then in the third week, we do another 25 products. And again, during that posting time, we are doing extra effort to make sure that you are becoming better at designing, knowing all the skill sets that you need and could have for using the design tool, figuring out other things like, do you want to buy elements, how to use them, how do you use the stock photography, how all of that is get helped with that so that you know and feel really confident designing products and keep getting better. And then the next thing that we do is talk all about collections and Pinterest, but we don't just talk. We give you all the step-by-step things that you need to, including videos showing you how to start a collection, how to put products in the collection, how to start Pinterest, how to put products up on boards in Pinterest. And there's always strategies for each of you, like for each of those things, like collections and Pinterest, in terms of what it is you have to put in each of the boards and each of the collections. So it has, it's more than you could have possibly imagined. And when you get there, you'll go, now I understand why Jen and Elka said that I would be taken care of. Okay, so and then in June, we go into goals and mindset and branding and avatar. And that's a fabulous session. I love, love, love that. But first, in the first month, we need to get you established. And the second month, we need to get you working on your strategy, working on your branding, working on your promotion, working on your analysis and implementation. And that's what we're going to do. So week 2 of June is production strategy. And this is very different than making products, like we said in May. Production strategy here is helping you become empowered to generate your own production strategy by basing it off of Jennifer and my production strategies that we use to this day to make products and have them sell quickly and easily. And anyone who's here who's a designer who's been with us for a while, they will be able to tell you in the chat that this thing works. It works so well that they're surprised themselves because they would have never, and there's all these posts in our groups that say, if it wasn't for Elka and Jen telling me how to do this in my production strategy, I would have never known that I could sell this, this, and this. And this is something that we hear over and over and over again. And it's something that you will tell us as well once you put things into place properly. Okay, and then in the third week of June, we're going to do all the things that you need for promotion. We're going to talk to you about what works. We're going to make you not just, we already showed you how to do collections in Pinterest in May, but in June, we go into the finer specifics of how you can use them very effectively for organic promotion and also how to analyze and continue to see what's progressing and not working for you or working for you. Mm-hmm. Then the other thing that we talk about is Instagram and websites. And we go, it's a huge, huge data bank and resource library of what it is that you need to get going on Instagram, and you're doing your own website as well. Even if you have no clue or totally deathly afraid of promotion on social media and or creating a website, we've got you covered.
Yes.
And then in analysis and implementation, which is in the last week of the entire 8-week experience, you will get so many examples of how you can easily analyze your data, even though you hate numbers and don't like math and never liked math and could not do math. You will still be able to figure that out and be able to be the badass CEO that you are by creating a pattern where you're going to analyze things every month and then implement things that work and make more, do more of that, and get rid of the things that don't work, so that you can focus on making sure that you are very profitable and also create the passive income so that you're not always working. And that's and then of course we're having a Zoom party.
Yeah.
We can't get together in person, but we can party online, and that's what we're going to do. And as you saw in everything here, every week we kick it off with a little bit of a pep rally and or some things that people need to know on Monday morning. We go live, and then we also have a Q&A on Friday and go live into the group. And the modules open up on Sunday, and then you can already start working on them and move forward, and you will be excited because every week you will just go, wow, wow, I can't believe it. Wow, this is amazing. Wow, because that's what happens to our students when they're in the modules, and the ones that have already joined and are ready to go for May 4th have already commented so much on how amazing the Profit by Design Academy is and how much they're learning. So just very quickly, I want to say that for anyone who wants to drop off now, we're going to cover a mini masterclass tomorrow on day 4, which is the top 3 crucial mistakes Zazzle designers make when scaling their business and how to avoid them. You don't want to miss that. Okay, so that's at 2 p.m. tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be amazing, but for any of you who are now convinced that it's time that you signed up and enrolled in the Profit by Design Academy, we are going to share some information for you to help you. We are here to answer your questions if you have any, or you can private message us as well and just, find out if it's right for you. But for anyone who's still on, quite a few people, we want to just go through this so that you can get the answers to your questions. And then you can, I'm a kind of like a tire kicker person, right? I like to hear things over and over again. I like to check things out, and I like to make sure that everything is the way I need it to be. But then when someone looks at me from the outside world, they go, you bought a house in one day, or you bought a car in one day. I've done that. I've done that in like so many other ways as well, but literally these huge, like, or buying courses, right? Like I'll go buy a course because I know that I need it. I've researched it. I've done a whole bunch of legwork in the background, but then all of a sudden, like Jennifer goes, Mom, you just bought a course. Why did you do that? It's like, well, because I've been thinking about it, checked it out. This is the right person to do the training with. It's the right cost, or I've been wanting to have this course for a long time. They just finally put it on sale. Awesome, I'm in. And so for someone outside, it looks like a rash decision. But from someone inside, it's like, yes, this is a very methodical, makes sense to you, feels right. This is what I need to do now kind of situation. And if that's where you are right now, or if you just say, wow, you know, I have so much evidence from everyone else being able to do this once they join the Profit by Design Academy. I have no idea what the heck is going on, but they told me that I could start and scale, not just scale, if I took this course. And that's true. We start you from scratch. Module number 1 is open up your Zazzle account. Be on Zazzle.com. You've heard some of this before if you've been part of our challenges. So that means you already know. But that doesn't mean that that's where we stop, right? But for anyone who's brand new, who doesn't understand it, this is where you start, and we take care of you right from the get-go. And then after that, we get into deep details. And like we told you before, you have this course lifetime. You get to be part of this really cool bonus experience where we basically make ourselves available to help you walk through the course in the next 2 months. But on the other hand, if you don't want to do that and you just want to have access to that Facebook group so that when you are ready in June or July to start, because right now it's really busy for you, then that's okay. As long as you sign up now, you still get the 8-week bonus experience. If you sign up later, you will not. Then you only get the course, right? And you won't get all this other opportunity. That Facebook group is still available to anyone who was part of our September live experience. And it's a resource that's golden. And that's going to happen with ours as well. There's going to be so many interactions and extra lives and so on. It's going to be amazing.
Mm-hmm. Robert says that you have excellent data analyzation skills, and you can't get a PhD in biochemistry without the skills that you have.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, I do, but I realize not everyone talks my language. And so what I've done is made it super, super easy for anyone who doesn't even like math, let alone is comfortable with numbers. And so that's what the Profit by Design Academy does. And you need that. You cannot run your business if you don't know how you're doing. And you may know kind of what your business is as you're doing, like you get your paycheck from, or I don't even call it a paycheck, I call it a payout, because Zazzle owes me for allowing them, or for me allowing them to use my royalty images, right? And or designs. So I don't call it a paycheck, I call it like a payout. But so if that's your only measure, then you're just seeing what you got, not what's happening. And so that's so important. And that's why it's one of the main strategies that we talk about here and we cover in the modules that are part of the Profit by Design Academy. In the first module, it's the strategy to establish your business. And that's why we're going to show you exactly from scratch how to start and set up a stellar store, nail your niches, build a reputable brand, crushing the Z rank. And what I mean by crushing is not like, like hitting it because you're frustrated, but making it work and getting that best score that you possibly can. Like Jennifer and I, we are always in the 8 and 9s. We know what we're talking about. We know what we're doing. We get you there. Okay, store categories simplified. That's a huge one. Most people don't understand how important it is to have store categories working for you, not them making you do more work. And that's valued at $1,000. The second strategy, which has modules and lessons that are going to help you with this strategy in the Profit by Design Academy, you are going to be able to use my product creation strategy, which I told you about, how it has like multiplied income for many, many of our students. Learn how to create desirable designs. We are very big focused on creating good designs. Even if you're an artist or graphic designer or a photographer, you need to understand how to design on Zazzle, not for just putting it up on a painting on the wall. very, very different. You need to figure out how that works for the customer, and we show you how to do that in the Profit by Design Academy. We even have Design 101 and Design School as two of our modules, and you will love those. Okay, then you have to define your customer avatar. That is such an important exercise, and we do that together, and we critique your avatar, and we help you make sure that that's aligned with your skill sets and your niches. So don't you like that? Would you like to have us critique your customer avatar? I can't wait to do those. I love those because it really helps you nail down what your niche is and how you act as a business owner, and all of a sudden just things start to sell. And the reason they do is because you've nailed down who it is that you're trying to make products for in the first place. Also, we've talked about titles and tags a lot, and we are going to talk about them even more and teach you more skills and give you tons and tons of examples as to how you can do titles and tags in this situation and in that situation, and if this is the case, and so on. And that's how you learn how to do titles and tags. We even have a sample store that we have products and we made them using our tutorials, and then you can go in and look at those products and see what the titles and tags are that we used. Isn't that amazing? It's going to be fabulous as a way, another resource for you to really understand how you can get those things done. We're not just telling you what to do, we're telling you how to do it specifically, step by step. You have everything at your fingertips if you are in the Profit by Design Academy. You're not going to have any worries. You're going to know exactly what to do. You're going to be ready to just take on your business and grow it the way it needs to be so that you can scale. All right, you're also going to become an expert at using the design tool. And the reason I say that is not because you're not doing a good job as it is, but you don't understand the full potential of this design tool. You may think that you're not even a good designer, or you don't have any artwork or photography or graphic designs to add to your products. But there are so many things that you can do specifically only with a design tool that you don't need any of these other things in order to make sellable products. And the design tool and all the tutorials that we give you, just open your eyes to that, and you'll be so impressed and amazed at what's available for you, so that you can just take that off the checklist of things that are holding you back from creating a business on Zazzle. Access tailored tutorials to create products with photos, art, and graphic designs. So here, even though we're telling you to make 25 products and then another 25, within those products, even though we're making them on popular products on Zazzle, we're going to show you how certain products are very suited to artwork and certain products are suited to photography, and then how you can use those products for those like your artwork and your photography in more ways than just by adding your actual image. So you will learn so much. And then if you're not an artist or a photographer, you will start to understand that, well, maybe I could find some public domain images, or I could start taking photos. It's not that hard, actually, especially photography, to create a beach scene, for example, and put it up and create a really nice product with your image on it. And also, if you've always thought you were creative and you decided to start making some doodles, or like just pen and ink, or even like doodling with artwork, just small little elements of our brush strokes and things like that can become huge sellers because you're adding them as additional elements. It doesn't have to be an entire painting or an entire like amazing photograph that's been touched up in Lightroom. It doesn't need to be that specific before you can get the effects on Zazzle that you want, i.e. those sales. Okay, and that was also worth $1,000. Every one of these strategies with the modules and the lessons attached to them are worth $1,000 each at minimum, because it depends, but most of the people are saying that we should be charging a lot more for our course, but we want to help you out. We want to get you started. And so we're explaining to you how much it's valuable, how valuable it is. But we also are going to show you that very likely you will be able to afford the price that we put it at for COVID-19 times. Okay, so strategy number 3, announce your store. This is very important because it has everything to do with promotion, either organic promotion with titles and tags, cross promotion with collections, pinning for profit on Pinterest, Insta customers with Instagram, up branding promotion with your website. All of these things that you think, oh yeah, I've got to do this, and oh yeah, I've got to do this, but I hate social media, I hate promoting, I hate being salesy, I hate. You will love, 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 love everything that we're talking about that you do need to do in order for you to have your products found online and become a successful business. So we are going to make it easy for you, and we'll give you step-by-step videos to do that. And again, this is worth $1,000. Your strategy number 4 is align your goals and mindset. And this is not even, I think it should be strategy number 1, but we've put it as strategy number 4. But it's so, so important that we always, always, always talk about goals and mindset in our coaching and our high-level training and coaching. Because if you are not in the right mindset, who's going to run your business properly? You are the only person who's in your business right now. You don't have like a secretary or a CEO or someone that says, hey, you've had a bad day. Why don't you go have a coffee and just chill or take the day off? No. It's you that's doing your own business. And if you had a bad day, and that is influenced in how less you produce that day, or the way you make your products that day, and they're actually not that great because you're like really pissed off and the anger is coming into your designs. We have actually had people who have realized that when they made the certain designs and they were not really in the mood or giving good vibes to that design, it didn't sell. But then when they were in the right mood and they loved that design and they post it up and they go, I'm sure someone else will buy that, then it's a blockbuster. And so we feel really strongly about mindset, as well as making sure that you have clear set goals as to where you want to be and where you want to get to, and then how you're going to get there. So we talk about my very special, unique signature goal setting technique called the ERSD goal setting technique, which means easy, reasonable, stretch, and dream goals. And so you're going to set those and you'll never feel like you haven't met a goal ever again. Then you're going to set and track your goals, use proven productivity techniques that we teach you how to use, implement tools to keep a positive mindset, and also use visualization and imprinting techniques to change your habits. Because whatever you're doing right now, I'm sorry to say, and the results that you're getting is due to your habits and the actions that you're taking, and the habits are defining those actions. And so you, if you want to scale, have to change your habits and change your actions. And that's what this course will do for you. Okay, analyze is strategy number 5, and this one is analyzing your results and taking action. Those two fit together. Even though it says analyze, you also have to take action. It's really great to know that certain things aren't working, but if you keep doing them, they're still going to not work for you. And if you don't keep doing more of the things that are working for you, you will always still make the same amount of money. You won't scale, which is very important to all of us who are interested in scaling, because that's why we're here in this challenge, right? Okay, so in this strategy, as I mentioned a couple of times already, you do not need to know how to do math. You do not need to use a calculator, maybe, but you have your computer and you have very easy ways to analyze the data that's coming in, which is called sales or views or hours that you've worked. Those are just the data, and we don't even have to call them data. We just call them the numbers. And then we put them in a really nice, easy format for you to understand how to look at that and go, oh, wow, okay, this is cool. I didn't realize that this was happening. This is awesome. Or, oh my gosh, I've got to fix this. And that's what strategy number 5 is all about, to get you to the point of being your own badass CEO and making sure you're in control of your company and fixing things if they're not working and doing more of what is working so that you can scale to those bigger and bigger numbers. Okay, and you're going to get all kinds of really cool things here, including Elka's sale maximizer strategy. Does that sound interesting? Mm-hmm. And also all of the 5 strategies that Jen and I use to sell and scale. And we put it all together for you in a really nice package so that you ultimately understand after you're finished doing the course, what you do next, right? We're not going to leave you hanging. We also give you like how many hours should you work? How many products should you make a month? What should you be doing? How many, like, and then of course, as you can see, it does come into also doing the 5 strategies over and over and over again. But what is in those 5 strategies is what you need to know first. And that is valued at $1,000. You're also going to get some bonuses. Do you want to talk about the bonuses? Or do you want me to keep going?
No, you can keep
and
going.
You're just answering questions.
Yeah.
Okay. And the bonuses are really cool because even though we're already talking a little bit about what photographers and artists and graphic designers can do in the Profit by Design Academy with their specific artwork, we also, artwork and photography, we also talk about, and we give these bonus classes for you as a photographer in this case, or as an artist, where you can take your brick and mortar business and you can use Zazzle as an additional income source. When we did this, when we set up these most bonus master classes, we did them before COVID-19, but they are actually more meaningful even now after COVID-19, because you may be actually more online now than you ever were. And if we get back to normal, then you can have this online business also working for you in addition to your brick and mortar business or your, contacting client business model. But right now you can generate much more income using an online space. And we teach you how to do that in the master classes. Plus, we give you an additional list for either the photographers or the artists of the top 10 products that you should be selling your artwork on for artists or photographers. The third bonus is a community that's a Facebook community, and its value is for the 8-week live is $500. I think it actually should be higher, but it's also there's also another Facebook group that you're going to be part of down the road after you graduate from this 8-week experience. Even if you haven't done all the work, you're just going to become a graduate because you have access to all this material. We trust that you'll get through this as much as possible, as soon as possible. And so then we put you in a different group, and it's a group you are in for lifetime. So the value per year is huge because you are in there with all the other graduates. You can communicate with them, you can connect with them, you can support each other, you can ask questions. We do Facebook Live, Q&As. We are there to support you even after all of this 8 weeks is over. And it's really lonely being an entrepreneur, right? So it's tougher even now when you're by yourself in COVID-19 environment. You need some support. You need that constant positivity. Just knowing that you have to be accountable maybe is also really, really important. And this in itself is a huge bonus. Not everyone provides a continual Facebook community. They just provide the community while the course is ongoing, or it's meant to be. Whereas we have done this from day one. So since 2016, our Facebook groups have been open depending on what courses we offered. And those groups are still open. And there is a big community there of people that are supportive, and they know that it's a positive environment where they can seek help and also get that support that they need. All right. So that's a total of $7,000 value. And you'll get everything that you need to know how to do this, what you need to do to scale your Zazzle business with clarity, with confidence, and direction. And you'll get that in 10 modules, plus all of these game-changing strategies that I talk about. First of all, my 5 overall strategies that are part of a really important business model that you can use to have success in your business. But also, when you get into the Profit by Design Academy, you'll get strategies for store categories, for collections, creating popular products, promoting on Pinterest, promoting on Instagram, doing your website. All of these are incredibly important downloadables that you can keep next to you on your computer or on your wall in your office, and you'll always be able to use those. Yeah, thank you very much, Jen. Okay, and also the 8-week live experience. So fact number 1, the 5 strategies that we created and that Jen and I use are the ones that have made us $1.5 million combined on Zazzle. Fact number 2 is that these same 5 strategies, which we teach in the Profit by Design Academy, are the ones that our students have used to make anywhere from $5,000 to $100,000. So I like that fact a lot, and there's people that have done that, which is really awesome. I wish that for all of you. Just do it. Go for it. Do it on your own, or if you want to, be in the Profit by Design Academy, get there faster. So this is for you if you want to start and scale your Zazzle business to $5,000 a month fast. And of course, if you say $5,000 a month times 12, that's $60,000. How would that look in your pocketbook? A lot of really smiling faces are probably out there right now going, oh, I didn't do that math. I'm not good at math. How did I not realize that $5,000 a month means $60,000 all year long? It's like, oh my God, that's big. That's huge. So if you go to elkaclark.com/scale, you will get all the information that you need, the things that we talked about, more bonuses, more testimonials, and the options to purchase. And that's where you should go right now to enroll, because time is running out. Soon this will be closed and we don't want you to lose out. Plus, we have had students that have said, like that have been in the previous one, like the Profit by Design Academy from September, that continue to work with us. And they said that they've had their best months ever, both in March and in April, even though it's uncertain times. So, and our new students no longer waste time. They feel really confident that it's going to work for them. You just have to put in the time and effort, step up to the plate. They have a proven roadmap to follow. And as long as they do the work, then they're going to get where they want to go. And you also always have a positive community to support them, or they have a positive community, and you do too if you join. Okay, so here's some testimonials. We're going to go through these really fast because we want to keep it under the time. This month's income is the best I've ever had on Zazzle, including the golden years of volume bonus. Whoever's been with us that long in terms of Zazzle and knows about the volume bonus, then you will really get the hang of this quote, because that testimonial means it's huge that this is her best month ever. Okay, your kind and generous hearts radiate through. It's the best part of the course, aside from all the other stuff I never would have figured out on my own. I love it. Okay, last night I blew past my dream goal for April, and there are still 5 days left in the month. This is the second month in a row that I've met or exceeded my dream goal, and it's all thanks to what I've learned from you amazing business coaches. So that's awesome, right? Then we've got, hey, Elka and Jen, Zazzle just paid my rent this month. I love that, because that was this person's goal when she started her dream goal, and it happened. And she says, and a lot more, just casually, just saying, oh, it paid for a lot more than just my rent. And I want you to have that feeling. What would that be like for you if you could say the things that you did to create your own online business all of a sudden paid off so well that you could do significant things like pay your rent and more. So I'm so thankful I started with you ladies at the beginning, and she's talking about being with us for about 2 years or 2.5 maybe, when I really didn't know what I was doing on Zazzle, and that I'm in a position now in a time of need, which is talking about COVID-19, because all of these quotes are from this past 2 weeks. And so sorry, I'm in the middle of the quote here. I really didn't know what I was doing on Zazzle, and that I'm in the position now in a time of need to have that Zazzle income. Thanks to you and your guidance and support. So your investment, if you want to have results like that, I cannot make any income claim statements, but there's certainly enough testimonials for you to feel secure that if you do the work and you've got some great stuff to offer Zazzle customers, then you just need the business plan. And the business plan is the Profit by Design Academy. So your investment in your business right now and in yourself to grow that business is either a one-time payment of $14.97 or 6-month payment plan of $283. Now you'll also see, oh, wait a minute. So go to elkaclark.com/scale, go click on one of those buttons, which one it is. One-time payment of $14.97, you save money if you pay all at once, and the 6-month payment plan, which is an option for you if you don't want to do the full payment right now, but you will be paying a little bit more. So elkaclark.com/scale, please go there and sign up and enroll now so that we can help you further to scale your Zazzle business. Now, there's also a fast action bonus group coaching call, which is an extra coaching call, just kind of like what we've been doing here, but obviously much more in depth, and it will be something that will be so valuable for you, and it's valued at $500. If you sign up before the midnight on Friday, which is May 1st, which is tomorrow, no, 2 days from now.
2 days from now.
Then you will get this extra group coaching call. And you can go to elkaclark.com/scale. And anyone who's watching who hasn't yet been told when their group coaching call is, then you will get a call or an email quite shortly, because we want you to get into the course, do some of the work, and get some good questions, right? We don't want to just have you ask a question that is something that will be answered in the course. We want you to get as much value out of this group coaching call as possible. And we are going to allow you to ask those questions shortly, because the calls are coming up. And so anyone who's here, it'll be timed at a time when it makes sense for you to get the most out of our group coaching call. Fact number 6, group coaching will grow your business faster, because you're going to have specific needs addressed and to have personalized solutions. And we do offer this as part of a VIP experience that's added on to the Profit by Design Academy. And this 8 weeks of coaching is worth $6,500 value. And we just have to put this in there, that the course takes you so far. After that, if you're on that we have other things available to you. We have something that's a membership program afterwards, and we will talk to you about that and give you that as an opportunity, but it's by invitation only. And then we have masterminds, where we do coaching in one-on-one, in group coaching, but in person. But we can't do that right now with coronavirus. So what we're doing is we're actually adding on a VIP experience to the Profit by Design Academy. Maybe that's something that you want to consider, because Brandon, for example, he did really, really well in his first year and his second year using the Profit by Design Academy material. Afterwards, he got coaching at one of our masterminds. And guess what happened? He shot up, like more than doubled his income. And this is not like I made 10,000 one year and 20,000 the next, so I can say I made 30,000. No, this is like each year, this is what he's making. And so because of that, he's now made almost like over $100,000, and he's on track to make a second $100,000. So that happened from coaching. It starts with coaching. You might have to think about that as a long-term plan. Otherwise, you're back into doing things on your own. The Profit by Design Academy only takes you so far. And because we're not able to do this in person, we've added this extra VIP experience with this coaching package added to it, so that you have that opportunity to get that coaching while during the 8-week experience. You can just keep asking more questions in depth, and you have a lot of access to us. Go to elkaclark.com/scale to see if this might be something that's worth it for you. And also you can contact us and give us some more information and your goals, and then we can decide whether or not this is something that really is important to you to get going now in this time of COVID-19. You can also see the payments for the VIP experience. That does not mean that you have to pay the $14.97 and then the other payment. The $5,555 includes everything from the Profit by Design Academy, but it also includes the coaching and all the other stuff there. There's actually more bonuses that you receive if you're part of the VIP experience. There is a payment plan that we offer you. If for any reason, especially with COVID-19, you realize that this is definitely the place to be and you want to get your business going, but you cannot afford the payment plans that we even offer, speak to us privately. We have arranged payment plans for certain people. We understand, but we also need a commitment from you that you will do that payment plan. And then that's why we talk to you personally and we can arrange something for you. We are here to help. We are not here to get money from you so that we're fine. That's not the point. The point is we are making some really great material available to you so that you can scale your business and get results like the people that we talked about in the testimonials, because it works. And if that's what you want to do to scale your business, then it's time to go to elkaclark.com/scale and pick one of these options. And then we'll see you on the other side in the members area. And we will be so excited for you because you'll have begun your Zazzle journey to success. And we will see you tomorrow. But first, click those buttons on alkaclark.com/scale to make sure that you have picked the right payment plan for you and that we see you in the members area, because that really truly is going to be the best solution for you if you are interested in getting your Zazzle business started. So see you tomorrow. I have to get all out of everything and end the meeting.
Bye.